subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
What if WWE's billion-dollar future is already cracking behind the scenes? That's what I mean. Not because of a bad match, not because of one angry fan reaction, but because the companies now tied to WWE's future may want something very different from what WWE fans actually wanted. ESPN reportedly, according to rumors, gossip, and speculation online, want more value from WWE's premium live events. Netflix is under fire from fans over censorship complaints. Night of Champions has become the center of the controversy, and now people are asking the question WWE does not want spreading. Are these massive deals, these partnerships, these networks that the WWE have with Netflix and ESPN, are these relationships about to shatter? Is it about to break? Will there be a breakup? We're going to get into all the fine details. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, and turn on all notifications. Here's the other thing before we get deep into this, because this is a lot to get into. This is a lot to take in. This is a lot to grasp here, guys. This is a lot to alleviate to. Are these massive media deals already creating problems? Because if ESPN is unhappy with the event structure, that could change how WWE builds every major show. If Netflix is censoring too much, that could change how fans experience WWE after it airs. And if the locker room starts feeling like outside platforms are shaping the product, this becomes much bigger than just a business story. This becomes a wrestling problem, a creative problem, a fan trust problem, and possibly the first real sign that WWE's new media era is not as stable as it looked. Tonight we break down the ESPN rumors, the Netflix censorship backlash, the Night of Champions concerns, and why some fans are already wondering if WWE could eventually return to Peacock or the USA Network to bring back the WWE Network. Yes, you heard me right on that, ladies and gentlemen. That is big. That is about as monstrous and as about a blockbuster update as you get, and it's only, viewers, get this, it's only July the 2nd. And we are already talking about this because we're going to get into the deep details. We're going to get into the deadlines. We're going to do it right here for each and every one of you. Now, when a very big company, because I want to get this out there right now, okay? The reason being discussed is very simple. The claim is that ESPN approached WWE about adding another match, or possibly even 2 more matches to the Night of Champions lineup. And according to the rumors going around, ESPN may not be fully satisfied with the value of the WWE Premium Live Event model that they signed up for, okay? Because we're going to start this off with ESPN, and then we're going to dive headfirst right into Netflix. Because when a company like ESPN pays major money for WWE content, they are not just looking for a name on the schedule. They want the event to feel loaded. They want the fans to feel like the show is worth paying for. They want a card that looks strong on paper. They want enough major stars, enough big money matches, and enough event appeal and value to justify the price. And that creates a major problem for the WWE because WWE has spent years moving towards shorter, tighter premium live events cards, like 4 or 5 matches, which is absolutely ridiculous with all the money we're paying. Fans have actually praised that format. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know why. Less filler, more important matches, cleaner pacing, more focus on top stories. But a media partner may not view it the same way. A fan may have a 5-star, a fan might say that a 5-match show feels perfect. A streaming partner may say 5 matches is not enough to sell a paid broadcast. And that is the conflict. WWE wants control of the creative structure. ESPN may want more value for the problem. For the platform, which is a problem right now. How many of you are actually happy with this ESPN deal? Or do you want to see WWE return to Peacock for the PLEs, for the pay-per-views? What would you be satisfied of? What do you want to see happen? Would you want to see the WWE Network potentially return? We're going to get all into that right here. Now imagine, guys, if those two sides are not fully aligned, the Night of Champions may have exposed the first real crack in the relationship. Now imagine what that means going forward. If ESPN wants more matches out of WWE, does WWE start stretching premium live events again? Do more stars get added just to fill time? Do storylines get rushed so the card looks bigger? Do certain names get forced onto the shows because they help sell the event? That is where this becomes bigger than just one match card, viewers. This is about who influences WWE's biggest events. Is it Triple H? Is it TKO? Or is it the media partners? Is it ESPN's? Is it the Netflixes? Or is it all of them fighting, jockeying for position for the final version of the show? That is why the locker room part of this absolutely matters. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, and turn on all notifications. If talent starts to believe matches are being added, changed, or pushed because a platform wants more value, that creates tension. Because wrestlers want their stories to matter. They do not want to feel like their pieces are being moved around to satisfy a streaming package. And fans do not want that either. Fans can tell when a match belongs on a card. They can also tell when something was thrown together just to make the show look bigger. That is the danger for WWE. Trying to make ESPN happy could accidentally weaken the quality control that was made during recent premium live events that made them feel special. But ESPN is only one side of the problem, viewers, fans, and subscribers. The Netflix situation may be even more sensitive with fans because following Night of Champions, many fans started talking about the Netflix replay and claimed that the replay featured more censorship than people realized at first. That is a major issue because WWE fans, well, they notice everything. They nitpick at it. They notice the crowd chants. They notice the muted audio. They notice edited moments. They notice when something feels different from the live version. And when fans believe a replay has been cleared up too much or cleaned up too much or too edited or too AI, it creates distrust. Because WWE is supposed to feel live, raw, emotional, and unpredictable. It's supposed to feel organic. It's supposed to feel authentic. That is part of the product. The crowd is not background noise. The crowd is part of the show. So when wrestlers are getting blurred out, when fans' chants are getting changed to something like, "This is awesome," if fans believe that Netflix is cutting too much, muting too much, or softening the presentation too much, then the conversation changes real quick, real fast. It is no longer just about WWE being on Netflix. It becomes about whether Netflix understands WWE. That is the key question. Does Netflix want WWE as it truly is, or does Netflix want a safer, cleaner, more polished version of WWE that fits its platform better? Because those are not the same thing. WWE fans do not want a version of the show with all the sharp edges removed. They want the reactions. They want the noise. They want the chaos. They want the moments that feel uncomfortable, unexpected, and real. And if the replay version feels too controlled, fans will push back. And that could become a long-term problem. So where is the fix? Where is the choice? Where is the opportunity to go in a different direction? Well, because WWE's relationship with Netflix is supposed to be part of a new era, a massive platform, a global audience, a fresh chapter for Raw and WWE programming. But if the first major conversation becomes censorship, edits, and whether the product is being softened, that is not the headline WWE probably would want. Now combine that with the ESPN rumors. One partner allegedly wants more content. Another partner is being criticized by fans for possibly controlling too much of the replay presentation. That puts WWE in a very difficult spot. ESPN may want bigger cards. Netflix may want a cleaner presentation, but TKO wants maximum value. And Triple H wants the shows to make creative sense. The locker room wants their stories protected, and fans want WWE to still feel like WWE. That is a hard balance, okay? And if WWE gets the balance wrong, the entire media strategy could become a weekly talking point. Instead of a strategy, it could become a tragedy right before our very eyes. However, this could be the fix, guys, because this is the fix-in. This could be where Peacock and the WWE Network speculation comes in. Some fans are already asking what happens if these relationships do not work long-term, or they're cut off, or they break up, or it's sabotaged. Could WWE return premium live events to Peacock? Could WWE revive the WWE Network in some form? I know it's in other countries, but not here in the United States. Could TKO eventually decide it wants more control over WWE streaming future? These ideas may sound extreme, but fans are bringing them up because they believe when the WWE has a more centralized home, that they remember when the WWE had a more centralized home, the capacity of it, okay? The noteworthiness of it. The WWE Network had problems, but it also gave fans something simple. One place, one library, one event hub, one place, one library, and one price. One direct connection to WWE content. Peacock gave WWE a major platform in the United States, and fans already understand that relationship. So if Netflix creates censorship concern and ESPN creates event value concerns, fans are naturally going to ask whether WWE had a better setup before. But here is the reality. Guaranteed media money is absolutely powerful. WWE is not going to walk away from those huge deals just because fans complain online for a few days. That is not how this is going to work, but fan reaction still matters. And if a platform starts damaging the way people experience WWE, that becomes a bigger issue over time. If ESPN feels the shows are too thin, that affects the event structure. If Netflix feels the product needs to be cleaned up, that affects the viewing experience. If fans feel the product is being changed for platforms instead of built for wrestling, that affects trust. And once trust starts breaking down, every little decision becomes suspicious. A shorter show becomes a problem. A replay edit becomes a scandal. A missing champ becomes proof. A quiet locker room becomes a story. This is how fast the wrestling narratives moves, and WWE knows better than anyone. The company may not know how to prove that these media deals are strengthening. Again, this is huge. This is pivotal. The companies may now have to prove that these media deals are strengthening the product, not controlling it. And this is why Night of Champions could become a turning point. If WWE suddenly adds more matches to the card, fans will wonder if ESPN influenced it. If the Netflix replay gets criticized, fans will be asking what was changed. If top stars start reappearing in ways that feel forced, people will connect it back to partner pressure. And if WWE starts changing the way it promotes premium live events, that may be the clearest sign that the company is adjusting to outside expectations. Now, again, Braun Breaker was heavily blurred. The blood wasn't even seen. There was blood drawn. Are we going back to G-rated content? Are we going back to child antics, guys? I mean, but now it's also being revealed that it was also the WWE's choice. It was also the WWE's decision to alter the replay footage. Now, not everybody's going to be shocked to hear about that as well. Wow. Now, the bigger danger is not that one deal ends tomorrow. The bigger danger is that WWE slowly changes itself to satisfy everybody else. Longer cards because the platforms wants more. Cleaner replays because the platform wants safer content. Different pushes because the certain stars are easy to promote. Guys, I'm sorry. It's hot as hell. I am sweating like a hog. I'm sweating like a stuffed pig. So it's kind of hard for me to get my thoughts. And even reading the script, guys, even getting the news and the rumors as it comes in. Because as we all know, I do news and rumors around the clock. I never stop. I am here for each and every one of you. But this is very hard under these circumstances. It feels like 115 degrees where I am, and it's actually overtaking my air conditioner. It's definitely taking over my fans, guys. It is hot as you know what, and it is absolutely ridiculous how hot it is in my place, in my building right now. But we're going to continue on here. I just might need about 700 steps. Guys, I'll tell you, it's very hard to get your brain right. It's kind of hard to get your words right when you're sweating, when you're hot, when you're overheating. But here on Sean's View Entertainment, we are still here for each and every one of you. Now, according to PW Insider, in a massive update, in a pivotal update, everyone was blaming ESPN. Everybody was blaming Netflix. But now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a huge update to the scenario. Those edits were made by WWE itself, so maybe the partnership is going to be saved. Maybe it isn't ending. Maybe it isn't going anywhere. Breaker's face was blurred at different points, but that was not the only change. Some camera angles from the live broadcast were swapped out for alternate shots to avoid showing him bleeding, and at least one moment was cut to the crowd for a few seconds after the blood started flowing. The edits to Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins on the Netflix replay at Night of Champions were done by WWE themselves, as not only is Breaker's bloody face blurred at times, but some camera angles used during the live broadcast have since been replaced with alternative ones to hide him. There is also at least one instance of WWE making an edit to cut to a crowd. Wow. WWE also cleaned up the audio. After Rollins put Breaker through the table, the live crowd chanted, "Holy you know what?" And it was reportedly replaced on the Netflix replay with a "This is awesome" chant, which has become a common WWE replay move on the platforms. So yeah, Netflix took the heat, but WWE apparently did the scrubbing. The match was still a violent cage with chairs, tables, and cage doors. And Rollins winning with a top rope stomp, but the replay version got the sanitized treatment in a very obvious way. What do you think about WWE editing Braun Breaker's bloody face? But there are still problems. There is still a feeling that there are some issues between WWE and Netflix, some problems that exist still between ESPN and the WWE. So there are still some problems at hand here, guys. Also, when is Nick Aldis going to return after being placed on administrative leave? Now, all day long, there's been rumors and gossip that Kevin Owens will be the replacement, that Kevin Owens will be the fill-in, that Kevin Owens could be the interim GM of SmackDown. And, of course, this is all leading to a pivotal match with Nick Aldis and Gunther at WWE SummerSlam. Who wants to see Kevin Owens as the GM of SmackDown in what may be a very short-lived general manager partnership? Also, Road Dogg's TNA status gets major update after Albany tapings. Road Dogg may have been backstage at Slammiversary, but he was nowhere to be found at TNA's Albany tapings this week, according to PW Insider. Former AEW star addresses potential move to TNA. Kiera Hogan is ready to wrestle again, and she is not hiding where the heart still is. Hogan has not wrestled since April of 2025. Roger Jackson jailed after plea deal in the Psycho Stu assault case. Ladies and gentlemen, a massive jail. Yes, Miles Bourne fires back at claim that he didn't pay his dues. Big E, the former WWE champion, reveals abandoned plans for his WWE title reign, which is being leaked online right now, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters. Indie wrestler shoots her shot at Andrade after ringside kiss on AEW Dynamite. Also, the Vision is coming to an abrupt end, an abrupt halt, a cancellation. The WWE split on the Vision's future after recent setbacks. The Vision may not be totally dead, but it is on life support, according to those in the know. The real reason behind WWE Night of Champions 6-match card revealed. Ladies and gentlemen, according to WrestleVotes by way of ringside news, ladies and gentlemen, this setup is not going anywhere anytime soon. Sources indicate that WWE Premium Live events are expected to keep the same format, with the first hour airing free on ESPN before the rest of the show moves to ESPN Plus through at least the fall of 2026. Night of Champions is packed with with the 6-match lineup. Again, it does. I mean, you need more build, you need more aura, you need more storyline, and superstars and wrestlers, they need more chances. Quite frankly, they need more opportunities in my estimation. But hey, who am I? I'm just some reporter. I'm just some analysis. I'm just some guy that's been on here for the better part of over 10 years, for over a decade, paying my dues, whether it be 4 views, 50 views, or 5,000 views. We are doing it because we truly do believe in the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers. Liv Morgan explains why WWE tryouts make people drop like flies. Because all those that say it's fake, it's easy, they go in the ring and they can't even last a day. They can't even last a couple of hours. Hell, some can't even last several minutes in the ring because they realize the wear, the tear. They realize just how real it is in a WWE ring. Also, Liv Morgan reveals why Charlotte Flair gave her the ick during Queen of the Ring match. Steve Macklin addresses possible TNA return following his exit. And viewers, fans, and subscribers, the Dark Side of the Ring producer reveals original plans for Season 7 episode. Also, indie promoter accuses WWE of conning talent after event pullouts. Jeff Jarrett claims booking himself as the TNA champion wasn't an ego maneuver. What do you think about that, guys? Was it or was it not? Was it all about maybe all ego Ethan Page? I don't know. It was definitely a rising star on Raw. Also, released WWE stars, are they set to debut at AEW Redemption 2026? In the next episode, we will explore it and expose it. Why? Because without you, there is no Sean View. Subscribe with plenty more to come from the Brash One.